Hi, welcome to my channel, 369 Tarot. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I'm going to do a reading for you. So today I'm doing a karmic reading. This is going to be between masculine energy and the karmic partner. So please keep in mind this is a general reading. Just take what resonates with you. Information for private and personal readings are down below each video in the description box below, along with information on how to email me to order a reading, how to make payments, and if you'd like to help support the channel, you can leave me a like, share, subscribe, and a comment down below as well. And I just want to thank you for leaving beautiful comments, and it really means a lot to me. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to start off with pulling the mutual energy between this masculine energy and the karmic partner. So let's see what comes out here. Spirit, please reveal to me, show me the masculine energy and the karmic partner. What is the mutual energy between them? What is going on in their relationship? What is going on in their relationship? Can I get a tarot card to go? I just feel like it got so like silent in here, like more silent than silent, if that makes any sense. Like all the birds stopped chirping and everything when I brought this card out, so it's kind of eerie. Spirit, please reveal to me, show me more about the mutual energy between this masculine and the karmic partner. Tell me more about what's going on between them. So we have very strong Sagittarius energy here, okay? Especially with this 9th house energy. And we have 33, first of all. That's one thing I'm seeing, 33, 36. So that could be significant for someone. That could be someone's age. Okay, maybe someone's 33, the other's 36. But again, just take what resonates. But I'm also seeing 336. So somebody could be seeing 336, and that could be an extra signifier for you that this reading is for you. Okay, if you've been seeing those numbers. All right. But I think 336 is more about working to bring in balance, like trying to bring in this new beginning that's more balanced than what you've been through before. And it's also about faith. Okay, because we did have the faith card coming out here. So I feel here, the first thing I'm picking up is that someone here is really struggling with their faith. Okay, they're struggling with their spirituality. They're struggling with what they believe in. And I do feel like it is a masculine energy is definitely struggling with what they believe in. Okay. I'm also seeing the Ouija board here. So, you know, I also feel like there's a lot of spirits around this masculine and karmic. I'm also feeling like a very eerie energy here. All right. And we'll get further into what that is, but I'm picking up a very eerie energy between this masculine and karmic. Okay. So, yeah, this masculine here, they're struggling with their faith. They're struggling with what they believe in. And I do feel like what they're believing in right now is different than what they've been recognized for believing in or what they're known to have believed in. So this is a masculine that people might be saying you have changed. You are different, you know, than you used to be. All right. So there's a certain kind of awakening or enlightenment that I'm picking up from the masculine energy here with a ninth house faith. Okay. I feel like there's a masculine here who's really losing their faith. The longer they're with this karmic, the longer they're losing their faith. They're losing their connection to spirit. There's also in this energy, all right, I have Leo here very strongly as well. So I have Leo, I have Sagittarius, and this is a certain belief system that I'm picking up here, to where it's very self-centered, very like me, look at me, everything's about me, that type of energy, like almost like the world and everything revolving around this karmic. So I feel like this is like, maybe it's a type of belief system where this masculine had never really believed in spirituality. They never believed in a higher power. They never felt connected in that way. And I do feel like this karmic is the same way. So very disconnected from spirituality within themselves and around them. Okay, so everything is about the 3D. Everything is about only this current life, your physical needs, what you want, and how you're going to achieve them, how they're going to accomplish them. Very materialistic, living for the material world and living for the rewards that money can bring. This couple is recognized for having a nice car, having a lot of money, maybe being very flashy together, is what I'm seeing as well. This karmic dresses and very expensive clothing is what I'm seeing here. And I also feel like, again, there's no richness of the soul here. So they might be materially rich. They might have a lot of money, but they're not rich in their heart. They're not rich in their soul. And this masculine is struggling with their faith right now, because I think this masculine has been shaken. Okay, they've been kind of awakened to the life that they had been living, all in the 3D, all in the material. Okay, their beliefs and their faith is actually changing, and they're becoming different. And it's starting to be recognized. This karmic is starting to recognize. And the longer this goes on for, the more this masculine feels very detached from the karmic, from the world going on around him. Okay, because this masculine had always been living for material gains, for material things, for money, for what you can buy, for what you can have, you know, living for all of those things. And this is the type of energy of where, you know, someone might be like, I don't believe in spirituality. I don't believe in religion, spirituality, a higher power. I believe in maybe only science, right? Like that's this type of energy. But you know, everything was once looked at and deemed kind of supernatural that is not understood. So there's so much in this world that we don't understand. Just like science at one point was considered supernatural, even just like making a fire, you know, at one point in time was considered supernatural, you know, like this candle here at one point in time was considered that, just because at one point in time people weren't able to make fires, and maybe they didn't really understand how it was created, you know, things like that. So a lot of times what we don't understand, we have a tendency to label it supernatural or non-existent. You know, it can't be real. It's unrealistic. It's unattached from reality. But it's only the reality that you are boxing your mind into. That's why some people might look at certain things, beliefs, and say, that's unrealistic. That's not reality. Well, it's only not your reality, because we create our reality by our own perceptions, by our beliefs. And when you're boxing yourself in, saying, I only am going to believe what I can see right in front of me, what I can touch right in front of me, then you're boxing yourself into experiencing about 10% of actual reality, because it's really been proven that we can only interact with about 10% of what's actually in front of our faces. So when you're boxing yourself into only that area, if you think about it, it's only 10% of what's out there. So when you are closing yourself off to everything else and saying, proof, I want proof of everything. I'm only going to believe what I can see and touch in front of me. I'm only going to live for the next reward I can have in my hand. You're closing yourself into experiencing only 10% of what you could experience. And the sad part about it is the very same people that do this are people that think they know better than everyone else, that they're smarter than everyone. There's always this complex. It's, I know better than you, right? But what they're failing to understand is they know 10%. And what they're deeming as unrealistic. Supernatural is just what they don't understand. And how could you understand something if you've boxed yourself in? Of course, you're not going to understand something you refuse to even see. So that's what we have here. Two people that have been living that way for a very long time, until one of them has been shaken awake. Excuse me. And 33, I feel, is a very special number. I really do. Because 33 to me is also a number of awakening, of rebirth, of resurrection, of renewed faith, of being shaken awake. So that's the energy that we have here. Let's continue. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me about this 9th house energy. What is going on with this 9th house energy? Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me about the 6 of Wands. What is going on with this 6 of Wands energy? All right, so to go along with this 9th house energy, this being shaken awake, all right, changing beliefs, changing faith, right? Exploring, because I feel like the 9th house is really about exploration as well. So we have pain. The first step is to acknowledge the pain. Okay, this masculine has been living his life this way because he has been in pain. Because somehow it was painful for him to acknowledge that maybe there could be something more. So you might be saying, how could that be painful to acknowledge that maybe there could be something more? Well, I'm sitting here telling you, for this masculine, it is. Okay, it is. And we'll get further into that. We'll see why that is. But it is for this masculine. So the first step is to acknowledge for this masculine that it has been painful. To acknowledge that. And then to figure out, why is that so painful? And that's something this masculine has got to figure out for themselves. Why is it so painful for you to acknowledge that there's something more to what we just can see? There's also a lot of things here that this masculine has refused to acknowledge. that this karmic has refused to acknowledge. There's so many things that they refuse to look at. So many things in the world. And this masculine is being shaken awake, because the truth here is the way that he's been living his life has been extremely painful. As a matter of fact, it's been excruciatingly painful. Replacing spirituality, replacing faith, replacing connection, through connection, replacing love with things, with items, and physical rewards. How painful must life be to move through it that way? And they're showing me like this masculine working very hard to receive an item that he bought, right? So he worked very hard and he bought something with, you know, this money he worked so hard for. And this masculine thought it was going to make him happy. He thought, oh my gosh, this thing, whatever this thing is, it could be anything. It could be a new car. It could be a new iPhone. It could be, you know, whatever it is. He thought it was going to make him so happy. He put a lot of his time into it, a lot of his money into it, energy into this thing. And it was applauded by everyone around him. Yes, go after this thing. Go after all these material things. Yes, that is the right thing to do. That is a great thing to do. He had been told he was such a good person for doing these things. He had been told that he's so strong, so smart for doing these things. And yes, that's right. He is for doing these things. It's accomplishments. But at the end of the day, what Spirit is showing me, this masculine holding whatever this is in his hand and looking at it and wondering why he's still feeling empty, wondering why he's still feeling incomplete, wondering why this thing isn't making him happy, wondering why he doesn't feel a sudden change, holding this object in his hand, why he doesn't feel this sudden change take over him and all of a sudden he's happy. Because this masculine had more faith in objects and rewards and 3D physical material things than he did in his own self. This masculine was looking for validation through objects. We hear a lot about people looking through validation through other people in relationships, but what about people looking for validation through objects, things, and money? They match their worth, the worth of their spirit, the worth of their soul, with how much money they have. What new expensive gadget do they have? Things of that nature. But at the end of the day, it never leaves them feeling happy. At the end of the day, it leaves them boastful. I have this. Look at what I have. It's better than what you have. It's more expensive. I have more money than you. And they boast. You know why? Because it didn't make them happy. Because it didn't make them happy. And that's what this masculine is realizing. And the first step is to acknowledge that pain. To acknowledge that they haven't been happy. And I'm seeing a masculine right now being brought down to his knees. Wondering where his life has went. He looks around him. And the area he's in is full of nice things, expensive things, things he really wanted, things other people would love to have, right? So he thinks to himself, why am I not happy? Why do I still feel empty at the end of the day? I have this karmic here with me, right? Why am I still not happy with them? Why do they not leave me feeling fulfilled? Because this masculine isn't fulfilled within themselves. They're not fulfilled within them, within their spirit. They're not even acknowledging their spirit. So when you say only the 3D physical things matter, does that mean your heart doesn't matter? Your spirit doesn't matter? You're not acknowledging your spirit. You're not acknowledging what the soul truly wants. What about your soul's purpose? What about that? There's so much that isn't being acknowledged when you just look at those areas. So 6 of Wands is about recognition. The recognition that is being taken place here is this masculine is recognizing, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. As a matter of fact, I feel empty. As a matter of fact, I'm hurting. Why? And to make things even worse, Spirit's telling me to go back. To make things even worse, this masculine is being brought face to face with a question of their faith. And they're saying, why does it hurt? Why does it hurt when I sit and I think? And I'm channeling this masculine's energy right now, you guys. So they're saying, why? When I sit and think and I, for a moment, for a brief moment, deep down, feel there's a higher power. There's something else besides these physical things. Why does that hurt me? That's what they're asking themselves. Is it because they've been wrong? Is it because they weren't truly living according to what their soul wanted or spirit wanted? Or is it because they've been wasting their whole energy filling their life with things? And really, it's just clutter. If you think about it, I mean, all of these things that don't make you happy, if it doesn't make you happy, it's just clutter, and it's just cluttering your life when you could be filling it something that really satisfying. So for the 6 of Wands, this recognition, this is a catalyst taking place. This is a catalyst for change. This masculine is being called to awaken. This masculine, and 6 of Wands is a spiritual. It's about spirituality. The wands are, any wands is about spirituality. It is about that divine fire, that divine spark within each and every one of us. That spark that connects us to the divine creator and the higher power. That's what all of the wands are about. And this is about being shaken awake and recognizing there is something. This is the catalyst to go from living in karma to meeting divine love. So I do feel like this masculine has a twin flame. Okay, definitely has a twin flame. But I feel like in this instance, spirit, the divine, God, whatever name that you have for it, the universe, has kept these two separated, has literally kept them separated, the twin flame and this masculine, because he had no faith. And this is a divine masculine who had no faith because he was lost in the world. He was lost in materialism. And you know, sometimes this world can do that to us. It's easy to lose your faith. It's easy to lose your way and believe all these things being pushed at you. But at the end of the day, it's what your soul is telling you, what your heart is telling you, that is going to lead you towards your purpose. So let's go a little deeper here. Excuse me. Spirit, please reveal to me, show me this masculine's energy towards this karmic. Tell me more about this masculine's energy towards this karmic. Spirit, please, and look, you guys, second house owning with the money on it. Isn't that so telling to come out and clarify the rest of just what I've just said? Spirit, tell me, show me this karmic's energy towards this masculine. Ooh, look at that Saturn truth coming out here. Okay. So you know what? When we have the second house here owning, and then we have Saturn with these two, okay? So first of all, this is a lot of energy here. First of all, this masculine realizes by putting all of his energy, investing all of his energy into money, into owning things, into that second house energy of I have. So he's all about and was all about in this energy of I have this, I have that, right? But Saturn's coming in here. Saturn is coming in, right? And Saturn is like, hold on a minute. Hold on, masculine. Yeah, you have that stuff. You have money, right? But what have you been restricted? What have you held yourself back from with Saturn? Okay. So this masculine is really feeling not just what he has, but what he doesn't have. What he does have isn't making him happy because he hasn't been living in his soul's truth. Right? Excuse me. This also could be a marriage here with Saturn. Saturn is also very, very karmic. Okay, so this is just clarifying that karmic energy between the two of them. Very financial relationship, second house Saturn. Okay. Let's get some more energy. You know what? Let's get tarot. And you know what I'm seeing here? What Spirit is really telling me about this masculine? Like, it's time. It's time to change. Okay, this is your catalyst. It's time to wake up, 33. All right. And should this masculine choose to keep going the direction he's been going, what the Saturn energy is going to do is really restrict the money, restrict the items, restrict the inflow of finances coming in so that he has no choice but to lose it and then see what he's left with, right? Because once he loses all of these things, he's going to see and recognize, hey, I don't have a lot here. You know, and that's the thing about finances and basing all your energy on it. It can be lost very easily. You know, you never know when something could come up and it could be restricted loss or an emergency might come up. So let's get some more cards. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me more about this masculine's energy towards this karmic. Also, this masculine with the second house could be a Taurus, okay? Seven of Wands, okay? So yeah, they have spent their life, spent their time and their energy defending what they have, going after what they have. And you know what? At the end of the day, like right now, they're saying, I've lost. I have lost this battle called life, right? So they feel like by doing that, they're recognizing and realizing they've lost the battle. But, you know, they're saying this fight isn't over yet, though. They're saying I've lost the battle. I've spent all of my time and energy on building things up. But at the end of the day, they're not making me happy. That's why I have lost. That's what they're saying here. But they're not ready to give up, okay? This is change. This is change. And I feel like they've always been very defensive about their ways. This karmic and masculine might have even like made fun of people who were spiritual and things in the past because they don't understand it. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and get some more cards here. Spirit, tell me about the second house energy with this masculine. They might have Leo in the second house, which means they like have aggressively went after what they want. They've never been ashamed to speak what they want and go after it. They're very recognized for having, you know, nice things. But we got intentions here. So right now, this masculine is at a point here where they're unsure of what they want going forward because they feel like they're at this point to where they have worked so hard for everything. And again, they've like lost this battle because they're not happy. They're in pain. So they're questioning. They're like, why am I in pain? I have everything I want. I have everything I've worked for. There's people that would just love to be in my position. Why am I hurting? Okay, so they don't know what they want right now. Let's get the karmic energy. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me about this karmic's energy towards this masculine with Saturn. Okay, we got the 5 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so again, Leo energy. So I definitely feel like this could be double Leo, or this karmic might have Leo and Saturn. Okay, and you know, honestly, I just feel like this karmic is very passive aggressive, is one of the traits I'm picking up. Very argumentative. And I feel like this karmic is someone who has really hurt people to get to where they are. Okay, has really stepped on people, walked on people to get to the point to where they are. So these two are definitely karmic mirrors in the, you know, 3D physical financial sense to each other, because that's where the karma is lying for these two. Okay, Spirit, tell me more about Saturn and the 5 of Wands. Okay, this karmic is a narcissist. So yeah, they have no problem stepping on people, walking on people, just like I said. This karmic uses people to get to where they want to be financially and in their career and in their life. And then they cut the cords. Okay, they cut the cords. They step on people. They bash people. They have no empathy because all that matters is financial things, right? So, and material things. So once they get those things, nothing else matters. They got what they wanted. They don't feel bad. They have no empathy. And, you know, I feel bad saying that some people really don't, you guys. And this karmic don't. Okay. They also have no empathy for what this masculine is going through right now. This karmic, you know, this masculine was like faithless before, you know, but I feel like this karmic is especially faithless because they honestly, with this narcissistic energy, they don't have the ability to see outside of themselves. As a matter of fact, they have a tendency to view others as like an inconvenience to them, or like, you know, just they don't like people really around them. They just don't like people. Like they see people as like an inconvenience and they don't really like them. They just want to get to where they're going and what they want to get and be left alone. That's what I'm seeing from this karmic. I don't know why I got this message, but if this karmic is a mother, I feel so sorry for their child. Like that's one that's one of the things, like they're showing me that this karmic, possibly maybe for a few of you as a mother, and they are very unempathetic to this child. Like I feel very very badly for the child. So yeah, we're not going to go further into that, but let's go ahead and get this masculine's thoughts towards this karmic. What is he thinking? Spirit, please reveal to me, what is this masculine thinking about this karmic? 8 of Swords. Okay, look at that. All right, so they feel like they have been spiritually imprisoned by their own doing, by their own choosing. Okay, They're trying to imagine something greater, okay? But it's like they've been held back in their own views. They definitely are seeing the way that this karmic kind of reinforces those beliefs that they've had. All right. They're very kind of confused right now. They're feeling trapped. They're really kind of in a victim mentality right now, just like kind of feeling badly for themselves because they're being shaken awake. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me more about the thoughts that this masculine has towards the karmic. Four of Pentacles, more of that financial energy. And listen what it says on this card, you guys. It says, I've always been afraid of losing the people I love so much. But then I wonder, is there anyone out there who's afraid of losing me? So that's what's going through their mind. They've traded in love. They've traded in true connection, true faith and spirituality for money. Okay, and they've held on to that money like there was no tomorrow. But now they're realizing like, oh my gosh, is there anyone out there who is afraid of losing me? Is there anyone out there who even truly loves me? Who would believe that I'm willing to hold on to? Because they look around and they feel alone. They feel very alone. They look around and there's no one there, just their possessions. So they're wondering, what has happened here? They were always praised, always told they were doing the right thing in their life, but they don't feel like it was. Now they're really questioning it. Spirit, tell me more about this masculine's thoughts towards the karmic. Okay, we got fake profiles on social media. So with this card coming out, this symbolizes they feel they've been living a fake life. Okay, they've been held back from their true soul's purpose. They've been held back from love. They've been held back from true connection and spirituality. Almost like they've been walking around like an avatar in this 3D life, you know, like a video game, trying to get to the end of the prize, trying to, you know, win the level or whatever it is. And the whole time they're feeling this life has been plastic. It hasn't been real for them. Spirit, please reveal to me the emotions this masculine has towards this karmic partner. Queen of Wands. And the Page of Pentacles. So this masculine, you know, we got the Queen of Wands and the Page here. They're feeling they can't talk to this karmic about this. They're feeling this karmic is not going to understand this. They're not going to understand this spirituality. As a matter of fact, they'll probably make fun of me for it. Maybe they'll even get angry and, you know, put me down for it, right? This masculine is feeling very curious about spirituality. They feel there's more out there. And, you know, they're soaking up knowledge that they're learning right now like a sponge, okay? Especially in regards to spirituality. They feel that this karmic is very jealous. They feel that this karmic is shallow, very shallow, especially now that they're awakening. They're looking at this karmic and saying, I can't hold on to someone this shallow. I'm changing. I am changing in my heart. I'm changing in my soul. And maybe this is the way that I'm supposed to be. Maybe I have been fallen off of my path a long time ago. Maybe, you know, again, I've been this avatar walking around on earth. Spirit, please reveal to me the emotions this masculine feels towards the karmic. And feminine, to the twin flame, to the divine feminine here, because there's a message here too. If you were kept from your masculine, maybe perhaps you haven't even met them yet. And, you know, but if you were kept from them, Spirit's saying this is protection. You were truly protected because please know this was not your masculine walking around. This was an avatar, a karmic avatar, a video game character that they had made up in their mind. It wasn't them. It wasn't spiritually your masculine. Your masculine is awakening now. It's like they're being spiritually born in a way, or reborn. This masculine is saying this relationship is plastic. It's a masquerade. Avatars. Robots. Right? Very robotic. Like, this masculine is wondering who they truly are, and they're getting like a small taste of it, right? Through this awakening, feeling spirit, shaking them awake, and they're wondering to themselves, who is this karmic? Who is this karmic? I don't know. Underneath all of this, who are they? Because all I see is the plastic. All I see is the items. All I see is covering up who you really are with money, with cars, with all of these expensive things, flashy things, to draw your attention away from the fact that they're both feeling empty. Maybe the karmic isn't. Maybe they're not feeling empty, but this masculine is. And they feel like it's all been a charade. Spirit, what is this masculine's intentions towards this karmic? Wow, that flew up and hit the camera. King of Wands, look at that. So yeah, I do feel like they are married. These two could have been married for years, for perhaps maybe even 4 years, 3 years, okay? Spirit, tell me more about the intentions. Oh, wow, King of Pentacles in reverse. So the truth is, they don't know if they can go on with this karmic. King of Pentacles in reverse. They want to denounce their possessions. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but with the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost like here and now they want to denounce their possessions here. They want to denounce all of it, the way they had been living, all of these expensive things, and they want to do this for their spirituality. They want to start focusing on their soul, on their soul's growth, on their spirit, on spirituality. Okay? And look, I'm seeing the car. I feel like they just bought like a really flashy car. It's not making them happy at all. They don't feel committed to this karmic. And as a matter of fact, it's like they want to free themselves from this marriage, from this commitment. And again, he feels like he's lost a battle, because let me read you what it says on this card. There are things you can't control. There are battles that you lose. At the end of the day, the only thing we have is the people that we trust. And this is exactly what I was saying earlier, almost word for word, right? Here it is coming out to clarify that. He's realizing that none of this means anything at all. Nothing. It might as well all disappear, because it doesn't mean anything if you have no one to trust, if you have no one to love, to share it with, to share your emotions with, to enjoy life with. It doesn't mean anything. So they'd rather just give it all up. That's how they're feeling. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me more about the intentions this masculine has towards this karmic. Fake. He's tired of this fake life. He's tired of the mask, the charades, the pouring money into themselves. And, you know, it's all just seems like a show. One big show. So he's tired of it. And to make things even worse, he doesn't even know if he can talk to this karmic. This masculine is searching and reaching for someone to um to speak to communicate to about this. Someone who maybe is more open spiritually than this karmic is. Because they're feeling like they're going to be shunned. They're going to be put down, maybe made fun of. So let's go ahead and take a look at the actions that they're going to take towards this karmic. Okay, we got the Three of Cups and the Hanged Man. So with the Three of Cups here, this is finding true friendship, true connection. There are those that can love you, and they shall. And that's what Spirit is speaking to this masculine. Go find the one that loves you. Because they're out there. They could love you. Unlike this karmic, who seems devoid of love, who seems devoid of empathy, there are those out there who actually could love you, and they shall love you. It's up to you to step outside of that box for this map. The Hanged Man. To conquer death is an ennobled calling. Okay, so being shaken awake, being reborn again. And, you know, I keep seeing the threes. It's just reminding me of, you know, the Trinity, the Holy Spirit awakening this masculine, or the universe, whatever energy you'd like to call that. But it's coming to wake this masculine up, because he had been living devoid of love, true connection, completely cut off from his intuition. And I'm seeing all of it dissolving into the spiritual realm right now. Spirit is speaking to this masculine. Spirit, please reveal to me. Tell me more about the actions this masculine would like to take towards the karmic. Okay, we got receipts here. Let's get one more. And checking bank records. Okay. So again, this is realizing, this is having a new perception, having that awareness, having your eyes being opened with the Hanged Man here, and realizing it's all about the money. It's all about the bank records, right? It's all about the receipts, what you could buy, because this karmic's been buying love for a very long time. This masculine's been buying what he thought was love for a very long time. It's not working. It's not good enough. It's not satisfying. It's not fulfilling. It's not true connection. It's not any of those things. And that's what he's awakening to. So the actions, this is realizing it's only about money. And that's step number one. Again, more pain coming in for this masculine. All of these realizations this masculine's going to be going through, painful. At a soul level, this is soul pain. And this is his dark night of the soul. So let's take a look at this karmic energy, okay? We already see this karmic's very narcissistic. Let's go ahead and take a look at the thoughts. And you know, I feel like this masculine's very handsome. Let me go ahead and describe this masculine for a minute. I feel like this masculine's very handsome, very fiery, very passionate. They're motivated, they're ambitious. They go after what they want and they get what they want. They're curious. They love to learn, but they cut themselves off from so much that they could have learned, is what I'm seeing here. Okay. I feel like a big part of them didn't take people seriously, didn't take relationships seriously. This masculine has dark hair that's about past their ears. It goes down halfway towards their neck. So I'm seeing like brown hair or darker hair that goes down like to the middle of their neck. Spirit, please reveal to me, tell me about the thoughts this karmic has towards this masculine. What is this karmic thinking about all this that's going on here? Okay, we got the Page of Wands and the Star. So this karmic doesn't understand what's going on. First of all, with the Page of Wands, this is wanting to talk, wanting to, excuse me, wanting to heal. But you see that she's pouring all the emotion out on the earth. Do you see that? How she's pouring the water out onto the earth. The page represents the spiritual energy. So we do know that the wands represent spirit, your divine spark, your divine fire. This is a very small spark. It's a page. This karmic's trying to help, okay? They see this masculine is upset, but they don't know how to help. Ace of Cups, oop, and reverse, and look what it fell to. Oh my gosh, Five of Pentacles. They don't know how to help. This karmic is not rich in their spirit. Neither is this masculine. But they don't know how to enrich them. Because look, they're just a page. They do have a child together. I can say that. I'm seeing it here. So they do have a child together. So I feel this karmic is trying to make this masculine feel better. But, you know, as you can see here, she's pouring all of her energy, her life force out onto the earth, which represents the physical, okay? That's what she's doing. She's collecting the water and pouring it out onto the earth. And that's the way that Spirit is showing me this card right now for the karmic. And she's pouring all of her energy into the physical, okay? And she doesn't understand, masculine, why aren't you happy? She doesn't understand at all. Spirit, tell me more about the thoughts this karmic has towards this masculine. Okay, so this masculine also is not interested in sex with this karmic right now. And this karmic's like, why is this masculine not interested in me? That's what they're thinking. I feel like this karmic tries to be like very sexy around them. They might like, you know, take off their clothes and, you know, try to seduce this masculine. It doesn't work. Is what I'm seeing here. So this karmic is like, what can I do to make them interested in me again? What can I do to they're also thinking this masculine is a very small sex drive with the Page of Wands here. They're like, what has happened to this masculine? Why aren't they interested in sex? Why is their sex drive like depleted down to little to none? Is what I'm seeing here. So this karmic is thinking about that. They're thinking about how they can like get that spark reignited. Spirit, please reveal to me. Oh, and I think that this karmic also, another thing I'm seeing, they're trying to cheer this masculine up with sex. And this masculine's not interested. They're like, that's not what I want. That's physical, right? That's all physical. They have trapped themselves in a completely physical cage, right? They just want a real connection. Spirit, please reveal to me the emotions that this karmic has towards this masculine. Queen of Wands in reverse. So this karmic's like a fire sign 100%. They're an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But with this here and this karmic is getting jealous. They're questioning if this masculine is interested in someone else because they're not interested in sex with them. And they're trying their hardest to be very sexy for them. And I do feel like this karmic is attractive. They're not, you know, unattractive or anything. But this masculine's not interested because all they're seeing is just more physical weight, and they don't want that. And this masculine feels in order to free their soul, they have to connect with something more than just physical. That's the only thing left for them to be able to free this weight from them. So everything else is just adding more weight on with the rest of the physical clutter that they have in their energetic field. This karmic is extremely vain. That's one of the things I'm picking up. They're extremely vain. They are very obsessed with their looks, with their body as well. Spirit, tell me more about the emotions this karmic feels towards this masculine. They are jealous of this masculine. The truth here is they're jealous of this masculine's connection with spirit. They feel that this masculine possibly might have a third party. That maybe they're sneaking around, they're doing something and they're not telling him. This karmic has accused this masculine of sleeping with 2 other people. It's simply not true. Again, this masculine's thinking that's more physical weight I don't want. All right. So yeah, they're jealous. They're accusing them of possibly sleeping with 2 other people, not just 1, 2. And they're accusing them of doing this sometime in the fall. At least one of them in the fall. And this is because this masculine is not interested in sex with this karmic, okay? I also feel this karmic has had like threesomes with this masculine, like they've brought other females into the bedroom, and this masculine isn't interested in any of that anymore. And I do feel like this masculine's kind of desensitized to like sex. I really kind of feel that. So spiritually, they're like pushing it away, like, because they're so desensitized because of all the explicitness with this karmic and their sexual encounters. They're very desensitized to sex as well. But it's not just that, it's just they are not interested. Spirit, please reveal to me the emotions this karmic has towards the masculine. Okay, we got pregnant here. So this karmic might want to get pregnant again. So maybe they are talking to this masculine saying, I want to have another child. I feel like they have 1 child already. This karmic wants to have another child. Okay. Oh my goodness. And I feel like the first child that they have, like, actually, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I should say this. I'm just going to say it. The first child that they had, actually, like, this karmic got pregnant during a threesome. Okay, so there was never this like intimate connection, spiritual connection between the 2 of them. This is a very 3D connection between them. Okay, all the way. And whenever there was a problem sexually between them, this karmic would bring in another person into the bedroom. So this karmic is wanting to have another child, but this masculine's not interested in having sex with this karmic. Okay. So this karmic's feeling like, is there a third party? Is there another person? Are you sleeping around on me? And they're being very jealous. Okay. Spirit, please reveal to me the intentions that this karmic has towards this masculine. 6 of Swords. Okay. Their intention, and yeah, see, there's the child. All right. So their intention, they're thinking about maybe moving away from the area, starting fresh. But with the 6 of Swords, this is wanting to make the relationship better. Okay, we got another 6 of Wands in reverse. So it's been very unbalanced, okay? And This is about traveling. So I feel like this karmic is trying to get this masculine to travel somewhere far away where nobody knows them, where they could start fresh. Because this karmic feels like they want to start fresh. This masculine wants to start fresh, but, you know, they're not understanding. You know, they want to start fresh in a spiritual sense. Moving and staying in the same situation is not starting fresh, right? It's not. It's not going to help. So they don't see, they don't recognize the issue here. And it's upsetting them. They're angry. They're blaming this masculine for a lot of things. I feel like they might have even like given this masculine, like, you know, those blue pills that like guys, older men like take, you know, for sexual things. Like, I feel like this karmic even has given them those. Like, that's one of the things Spirit's showing me, all these blue, and I'm seeing, yeah. So it's like they're insulting them at the same time, but they don't care. Like, they're not thinking about how this masculine is feeling about it. Spirit, please reveal, I'm going to move on. Spirit, please reveal to me the intentions this karmic has towards this masculine. Yeah, look at that. So they want to stay in this commitment, and actually they want another child. Okay. Spirit, what are the actions this karmic is going to take towards this masculine? Okay, so we got the Queen of Swords here. So again, this is cruel. This is berating. Okay, I'm going to berate you because I don't understand what's going on here. This karmic's accusing this masculine and maybe starting to become detached from reality. But it's just that they're becoming detached from the karmic's reality. So they're going to berate them. They're going to put them down. Is what I'm seeing here. There's not a lot of cups here. The only cups is the third party energy. Okay. So they're going from the Queen of Wands in reverse to the Queen of Swords. This karmic is very bitter. They don't understand, right? This karmic is not spiritually awakened, nor are they being shaken awake. So they don't understand what this masculine's going through. And they don't care. Spirit, tell me more. The Chariot in reverse, okay? So yeah, this is, I feel like this karmic, literally with that sword and the Chariot, like this is slashing tires. This is doing something to the car this masculine really loves and just bought, the super expensive one. That's what I see this karmic doing. Yeah, and they don't even care. They'll tell this masculine they did it. Like, yeah, I did that. You deserve it and all this stuff. Like, that's what I'm seeing here. But it's like, this karmic's like, you can't move on from me. You can't move forward from me. You know, what are you thinking? What are you doing? So, you know, this is just berating them. Continuing to berate them. Spirit, tell me more. Thinking that it's going to make them stay there with them. The other woman, look at that. Uh-oh. So yeah, this karmic's gonna be accusing them of having another woman. And there's gonna be an argument, and they are gonna be degrading them, berating them. The truth here is there is no other woman. But there is a twin flame out there. Okay. So this is going to lead to an ending. This is going to lead to this masculine making a decision about this connection, okay? Because when you're with someone who's constantly accusing you, even when you didn't do anything, it's kind of hard to have a relationship like that. So let's take a look here, and let's see the actions that this masculine will ultimately end up taking towards this karmic. Okay, we got the Two of Wands, making a decision. I feel this masculine definitely has already made their decision. And look, the decision is between the divine fire, spirituality, and the 3D physical world. That's what they're making a decision. The Spirit's telling us they are going to make that decision. I do feel like they're going to be looking at real estate. They're going to be looking at homes, houses. They're going to set off on their own, because the truth here is they are having an expansion of their horizons. They are finally feeling there's more out there. There's more to life. And they're going to let that lead them. They've already made the decision. Okay. Four of Swords, all right? So I feel this is going to be over the next 4 weeks. This decision is going to be made. But this spiritual energy, this spiritual awakening for this masculine is going to progress until then. Okay, this is a lot of rest. This masculine is going to need a lot of extra rest going through this, healing, recognizing, acknowledging pain. Okay. And it hurts to think of a higher power for this masculine, because they had been living their life so unattached to it. They feel that it hurts to think that there has been a higher power, and perhaps they've been completely unnoticed. But that's not the truth. The truth here is they are the ones who have been unnoticed by the higher power. That the higher power has always noticed them. It's always been there all along, that they are the ones who refuse. So now they're noticing, now they're recognizing, and it hurts. But it's time to make that decision, and they are going to do that, and they're going to heal. They're going to rest. So let's get a card for whoever's watching. And this is just going to be some advice for you, or just like a special message from Spirit to you. And you could take this message however it resonates, because everyone, I'm sure, will take it differently. So let's see what message Spirit has for you. Okay, so look how beautiful. I've never gotten this card before. I just love it. Look at that. Stay in your body. All right. Healing, true strength in the present. What it says. When we go through something traumatic, the natural response is to disassociate. Disassociation is a mechanism of the psyche to temporarily protect us until we are ready to see reality, a form of self-preservation. Escaping can be part of the healing process, though there are also times we need not disassociate and we need to stay in our body. If you have the same pain come up over a long period of time and you don't face it, you are escaping. You are scared to feel this depth of emotion and fear you may collapse. So collapsing is exactly what you need to do. A breakdown is a breakthrough. Stay with the pain in your heart. Let it say what it needs to say, and move when and what it needs to move. Know that it's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel bitter, sad. It's okay to feel betrayed, to feel small, to feel ashamed. It's okay to feel powerless, and it's okay to even feel dark. Don't force yourself to move on so fast from a subconscious obligation to be seen as strong. This is foolish. It's foolish pride, and it will only keep you from healing and power you long to restore to your life. Strength is the ability to remain soft. It is not growing calloused and packing on more armor. Masculine, what is the point of being strong if all that means is surviving and not thriving? Your heart will let you know when it is time to let go. Your pain is a transformative teacher. It's a medicine, and it's filled with wisdom. Allow yourself to drown in a pond of your own healing, your own tears, because they're healing tears, and that is what will bring solace, power, and a new life. So I feel that message is for the masculine, but I also do feel like there's a feminine out there who strongly needed to hear this message as well. All right, so that is the reading that I have for you. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.